Currently I'm holding up quite good. I'm trying, though I have anxiety about how this will turn out.
Thank you for sharing that with me. It's completely normal to feel anxious in a situation like this. Anyone would. The good thing is you're not facing it alone anymore. I'll be right here to guide you through every step. Step 2, establishing trust and confidentiality. I want to reassure you that everything we discuss today and moving forward is completely confidential. What you share with me is protected by attorney-client privilege, which means I can't and won't share anything without your permission. My role is to be your advocate. I'm here to support you, not to judge you, and to build the strongest possible defense on your behalf. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions or concerns about confidentiality before we go on?
Yes, I'm a bit skeptical. What if um I'm a bit skeptical.
Totally fair. It's okay to feel skeptical, especially when trust has to be built from scratch. What's on your mind? What's the what if you're thinking about?
What if you're in a bad mood and you share what I do here? Let's say in future you and me are not on good terms.
That's a very honest and valid concern, and I really appreciate you bringing it up. Legally, I am bound by strict professional rules. No matter how I feel personally, I'm not allowed to break confidentiality. Ever. Even if, hypothetically, we weren't on good terms later, I'm still obligated to protect everything you've told me. If I didn't, I could lose my license to practice law and face serious consequences. So no matter what, your trust is protected. Does that help ease your concern a bit? Or is there something else you'd like to clarify?
No, that is perfect.
Take your time, no pressure. It sounds like you're still thinking it through, and that's totally okay. Want me to clarify anything a bit more?
It's okay. No clarification needed anymore.
Got it, thank you. Step 3, explaining the charges and legal process. So let's go over the basics of what you're facing. I'll keep this as clear and simple as possible. From what I understand so far, you're being charged with insert specific charge or say some criminal charges if unspecified. These types of charges can briefly mention the possible consequences like fines, probation, jail time, based on severity. But what happens really depends on the facts of the case, your background, and how we approach your defense. The legal process usually starts with an arraignment, where charges are formally read and then moves into pre-trial hearings, potential negotiations, and if needed, trial. But we'll go step by step and I'll explain everything as we go so you're never in the dark. Does all of that make sense so far? Do you have any questions or want me to explain any part in more detail?
No more question. We can proceed.
All right, thanks for letting me know. Step 4, gathering the client's version of events. Now, I'd like to hear things from your perspective. It's important I understand exactly what happened in your own words. There's no right or wrong way to explain it. Just tell me what you remember, how things unfolded, and what was going through your mind at the time. Take your time. What happened?
Well, actually, I'm a pastor and I have a church member. So she called me to pray for her. So I went to pray for her at her house. And while it's there, a situation.
Okay, I'm with you so far. You're a pastor, a church member called asking for prayer, and you went to her house. Go ahead when you're ready. What happened next?
Yes, so I went to her house and whilst I was praying for her, some people came into the room and they accused me of trying to rape her.
Thank you for sharing that. It must have been incredibly shocking and upsetting, especially in the middle of doing something you believed was helpful. Just to be clear, You were praying for her when others entered and made this accusation. Did she say anything during that moment? Did she support their claim, or was she also surprised?
No, she didn't say anything because she was not allowed to say anything, so they took her away.
That's really concerning. So she was taken away and not given a chance to speak for herself. That must have been terrifying and confusing for you. Do you know who the people were who came into the room? Were they family members, neighbors, or someone else?
Family members and neighbors.
Got it? Thanks for clarifying that. Step 5, normalizing and validating. Listen, I just want to say what you're going through is extremely difficult. It's completely normal to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even betrayed in a situation like this. Many people in your position feel the same way, and it doesn't mean you've done anything wrong. You're not alone in this, okay? I believe you deserve to be heard, and I'm here to make sure that happens. How are you feeling right now, just talking about all this?
Very anxious considering the charges that come with such allegations.
I understand. It's natural to feel anxious, especially with such serious allegations. But I want you to know that these charges don't define you or the entire situation. We'll work through this together, step by step, and focus on the facts that support your side. You're not facing this alone. Let's keep moving forward and make sure your version of events is fully understood and represented. Step 6, addressing fears and building confidence. Is there anything specific you're worried about? Any part of this situation that's weighing on your mind more than the rest? I'm here to listen and support you. No judgment at all.
Uh, what's weighing my mind is I texted her on WhatsApp saying "Bwera tupange" in my language, which means "come we make." So that can be used against me to think I had bad intentions.
I can understand why that text might be on your mind, but let's break it down carefully. Bwela tupange seems to be a common phrase in your language that means come we make, which might not necessarily carry the meaning others might assume. It's important to remember that context matters. The key here is what you intended by that message and what you meant by it in that specific situation. The fact that you were going to pray with her speaks volumes about your intention, especially since your actions and your profession are centered around helping and guiding people spiritually. If you ever feel uncertain about how the message might be perceived, we can clarify its intent and context during the defense process. We'll be sure to explain it in a way that shows your true intentions and it won't be twisted out of context. Does that help ease some of the worry about that specific part?
Yes, that helps very much.
I'm really glad to hear that. It's good that we're able to address those concerns now so we can focus on building a solid defense together. Step 7, encouraging gradual disclosure. You don't need to share everything all at once. Take your time. If there's anything else you want to add or any other details that come to mind later, we can go over them when you're ready. Just start with what feels most comfortable right now. Is there anything else about the situation or events leading up to the accusation that you think is important to share?
So what happened was after the people came, out of fear, I ran away. After
Take your time. I'm listening. What happened after they came into the room?
I ran away out of fear, so that made me to look like I really had intentions.
It makes sense that you'd run out of fear. Anyone would in that kind of situation. It doesn't make you look like an idiot at all. Being accused of something like that is terrifying, and your instinct was to get away from the threat. It's natural. In fact, it might be important that we consider your reaction as part of the whole context of what happened. Fear is a human response, and it's not something that can be used against you when it comes to understanding your state of mind at the time. How are you feeling about that part of the story now? Does
Um,
it Does it help to see it from that perspective?
Yes, it helps very much to see it from that perspective.
I'm really glad to hear that it's important to give yourself grace, especially in such an intense moment. Step 8, empowering the client. You're in control of what you choose to share, and you can take things step by step. There's no rush and there's no pressure to disclose anything you're not ready to talk about. Your comfort is key, and you don't have to go through this alone. Are there any other details you'd like to share when you feel ready? Or do you feel okay for now with what we've discussed?
So after I ran away, I left my car there at the scene. So yeah, I left my car at the scene. So it also adds up to maybe which to be used as evidence against me. That's what I think.
I understand why you're concerned about leaving your car at the scene, but we can address that. The fact that you left in a hurry in fear is understandable. It's not unusual for people in stressful situations to leave things behind or act impulsively. We can explain that your actions were driven by fear and confusion, not by any ill intent. It's also possible that your car being there could be used to show you were present, but not necessarily to imply guilt. We'll be able to work through that detail and clarify the circumstances surrounding it. How do you feel about addressing that piece of the situation in your defense? Does it ease your worry knowing we can provide context for it?
Yes, it does ease my worry.
I'm really glad to hear that. It's all about putting things into the proper context and showing the bigger picture. Step 9, summarizing and reassuring. So far, here's what we've discussed. You went to pray for a church member, and during that time, some family members and neighbors came in and made accusations against you. You ran away out of fear, leaving your car at the scene, which you're concerned could be used against you. We've also talked about the WhatsApp message, and we've framed it in a way that shows it was likely misinterpreted. We'll use everything you've shared today to build the strongest defense possible. Your side of the story matters, and we'll make sure it's clearly understood. Does this summary sound accurate to you? Would you like to add or change anything before we move forward?
Oh, that summary is very accurate.
I'm glad to hear that. It sounds like we have a clear picture of the situation now. Step 10, closing and continuing the discussion. Before we wrap up for today, do you have any questions or concerns about the process or the next steps? I want to make sure you're comfortable with everything moving forward.
No,
Thank you for trusting me to represent you. We'll be working together at every step of the way.
no questions. Everything is clear. Thank you.
I'm really glad everything's clear for you. We'll take it one step at a time, and I'll be here to guide you through each part of the process. Thank you again for sharing your story with me today. We'll move forward with confidence, and I'll make sure you're well supported throughout this.